Welcome to AGORACOM, the Small Cap Epicenter, and AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show bringing the best press releases out of small cap world every morning at the open so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe even find your next great small cap investment. Now, it's Friday, May the 9th. Not a bad news cycle day considering Fridays usually is typically pretty slow. 3 press releases plus 1 new AGORACOM client announcement. So let's get straight to it first. I'm going to start with the U.S. and the new AGORACOM client. We're proud to announce that we just brought on a brand new IPO. The company is General Automotive Company, trades on the OTC under the stock symbol GNAU. And as you know, and how we know, you love to see companies with revenues and real results, real customers. Well, this is just that company. General Automotive in fiscal 2007 did over $15 million in revenues. They're a supplier to Daimler Chrysler and an OEM to Mopar. That's in the aftermarket auto products side of things. They're also tier 1 supplier to Chrysler, Mitsubishi, Kia, and others for mobile electronics. At current prices, their market cap is about $7 million, which right now is valuing at about 50% of revenues, or 0.5 of revenues. Brand new, just started trading recently. We announced it last Friday. Go take a look. What do they do? As you can imagine, they're an OEM and aftermarket automotive parts, mobile electronics, related automotive products at multiple levels of distribution throughout the U.S. internationally. This is what we really like about this company. They're focused on their relationships with manufacturers in China, Korea, and Japan to bring state-of-the-art automotive parts, accessories, and products to automobile manufacturers and major parts distributors in the U.S. What does that mean? They don't have manufacturing facilities here. They don't have those capital expenditure requirements and those strains on cash flow where they've constantly got to keep up to date with both the plant and technology. They got these incredible relationships overseas. They get the products and services, and they get the products from overseas, bring them in, and that's why they've got this great status with some of the biggest names in the automotive industry. They closed yesterday at 51 cents, and again, that's General Automotive, GNAU on the OTC. Next up, staying with the U.S., Jinhua International trades there under the stock symbol JNGW. They reported first quarter 2008 numbers. Really nice numbers out of them. Here are the highlights. Revenues up 78% to $5.8 million. Gross profit up 50% to $3.7 million. Net income up 25% to $2.8 million, or 16 cents per share in earnings for the first quarter. That's a fantastic number, especially when you consider that they're trading at $4.50. If we extrapolate this, you're talking about 16 times 4, 64 cents. That's a pretty good multiple, and that doesn't take into account any growth. So those are some nice numbers. What do? They're one of the leading providers of data mining and CRM, better known as customer relation management marketing services in China. They say that they got 300 million Chinese consumers in a database, and that enables them to provide leading Chinese companies with marketing to a targeted audience. Again, they closed yesterday at $4.50. Switching over to the Canadian side, we're talking about Luvem Mines, trades on the TSX Venture under the stock symbol LOV. What I like about this, junior mining exploration company with revenues and profits. They put out their 2008 first quarter results. Net earnings, $906,000, or 3 cents per share. Revenue up 58% to $3.84 million. On the production side, 4,001 ounces of gold, sold at an average price of $955. They obviously took great advantage of the gold pricing last quarter. That compares with 3,106 ounces and at $726 an ounce for the same quarter in 2007. Cash flow was $1.4 million. That compares to just $140,000 last year. Production cash costs are down to $528. That compares to $583. So they did well on all fronts. They closed yesterday at 57 cents. And finally, Noront Resources, an AGORACOM client, as you all know by now, trades on the venture under NOT. Nonetheless, this news definitely stands on its own 2 feet. They're announcing that they received additional analytical results from the Eagle 1 deposit. Specifically, they announced they received the final assays on hole 0728 and holes 0830 to 0835. That's on their 100% owned Eagle 1 deposit within Noront's Double Eagle project in the McFalls Lake area, which of course has got great acclaim over the last several months. Here are some of the highlights here. Stay with me. Hole 28. Average 6.7% nickel, 5.1% copper, 0.05 grams per ton of platinum, 14 grams palladium, 0.41 grams per ton of gold, and 12.8 grams per ton of silver over 1.5 meters. This is within a much larger 73-meter section that averaged 1.31% nickel. Really like this hole here, hole 30. 3.5% nickel, 3.54% copper, 0.48 grams per ton of platinum, 8.96 grams per ton of palladium, 0.22 grams per ton of gold, and 9.3 grams per ton of silver. That's over 11 meters, and then that's within 84 meters of core that averaged 1.11% nickel. And finally, hole 34, like this hole, averaged 6.88% nickel, 5.05% copper, 2.5 grams of platinum, 14 grams of palladium, 0.39 grams of gold, 15.1 grams of silver, and that's all over 10.6 meters, and that's within 38.5 meter core length that averaged 2.34% nickel. So some great numbers continue to come out of Noront Resources, and they closed yesterday at $4.70. That's a wrap for the day. As always, a fantastic Friday. Look for Monday with even more news as expected. But until then, if you're looking for more great small cap companies, don't forget about the AGORACOM marketplace. Close to 90 companies now listed by industry and exchange with great summary descriptions so you can find the one that best suits your portfolio needs. That's a wrap. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.